Shishame do tam rira linshini degen body Sange shindo mete bulwargi Choker namda shinla chevarash Yedayam guru ratna mandala kamniya dayami
Oh yeah, that is correct. Kune you much namja chipe kune we junje de chen cha cha ne da. Da ni wa. Jine chen che da. Pe ji che den xia ba. Da ni wa de ko lo. 别个确定下巴，他们就别就这几张了，我的别定下巴，他不下巴什么一边呢？他这个电影吧，他说，确定下巴的，呀，我讲，等下别嘛，等下咱别嘛，温度出嘛太多。 대자다 빼면 뭐도 주마다도 아니 가와당 치나 미가위 치네 미가위 주인배 아니 최송바 그봐 최송서 좀 치용 말아
치용 말해
아 치용 말아 뭐야 최송서 다 빼면 선발 제일 된 대자 팔아냐 마이남 대자라 대가소리 사변남 아니 대장 사변 많이 받니 요체 바라냐 사변이 요 사변당 대자랑 시요 대장 원주와 인상 빼면 선비체 대자지 바라 많이남 아니 원도 주와나 주난 가와다 최주주 때바 지인세나 다 대장 원도 주난 가와다 최주주 때바 지인세나 뇌매대 我都觉得搞结巴得下来，得下爬了年了也存不起。我都觉得搞结巴的得下个爬了，我就话嘛是爬了那样，年了也存不起的。只全数下巴太怎么的，全数把怎么的讲多不起了，呀。
So, the page 152. The desire and the lotus are likened because when they first appear, they are causes of pleasure and later causes of disappointment. You might ask, isn't the desire illustrated by the lotus in a non-manifest dormant state? Why is the lotus compared with the pleasure of manifest desire? There is no fault here. It can also be compared with dormant desire, which when manifest will cause pleasure, and the meaning can also be understood by just the general correspondence. So when we talk about desire, you have the manifest form of desire, and then the dormant or the desire in the form of a seed, the dormant form. And so with regards to its comparison to a lotus, whether whether as a manifest form of desire or a dormant form of desire, there's no there's no difference.
那理解了。 白马说家是真的，三节白马切，安尼，那的，真啥的了，我的等你早晚就来了吧，他那的白早晚我是来听嘛的，当适当的说家长嘛，到了明年那找啊，是吧？适当的说家长嘛，你我的，你适当的说家长嘛，你我的。 你得完了，适当见呐，就话不得完了没找着，张嘛的，你公家的得完了，明年我找完一张，适当说家，适当的说家张嘛得完了，明年我找完他。
So just as anger does not allow for one's happiness, likewise, when stung by the bees, it does not allow for one's happiness. In the same way, anger and bees are similar in that way that they prevent contact with happiness.
아니 드목이 아니 가서래 내로 통화는 드바탕 문바기님보 통화기 듣지 바다와 답배투세인 바래.
So just as ignorance, kind of obscures us from seeing the ultimate nature, the final mode of existence, in the same way, the husk also, veil the essence, the grain within it. The ignorance and husk of grain are similar in that they veil sight of the essence.
ringra chima kibi niwa mindra wa sum sum ye ba la chada ma sum de la ringra mindra bhaja sum de la ringra mindra wa chima kibi niwa mindra wa sum ye ba and so sha ba de.
And because of these three poisonous states of mind produce their own self-perpetuating continuum, so they are explained. The continuum is very different, so they explained separately.
Da kunen da wa sa de tu sung won ju wa la sa de. Tu sung won ju wa te de ye na. Ale dan ba mi so ba na xin chen ni. Mi sang wa ya dan ba mi so ba. Ale chung ba yin de. Won ju tu sung won ju cha bi nye ji. De da lu nga ge nye ji ku na la wa che la.
So, when one experiences the arousing of these three, these three manifest forms of these three poisonous states of mind, then this is likened to, the filth. It's kind of repulsive, like a filth, and just when we have the gross manifestations of these three poisonous states of mind, then we generate kind of behaviors that are repulsive, like the filth.
가서래 운주 숨바 숨가 운주 숨가 라 디바 찬지도 군단 차보 전에 직도 차래.
So because there is no difference in their abilities to produce wrong behavior, so these three are presented as a single category of obscuration, of forceful manifestation of the three poisonous states of minds, because there is same in producing the wrong repulsive behavior, so they are categorized as one.
Then Mari Paja Tang Sani Besuai de Career Senda said Della Jubatar Mari Paja Gisaya Satiki Ranjungi Sanjagi Shitobala Niba in town. And
then the predispositions of ignorance, the imprints of ignorance, is likened to the earth, because just as the earth hides the treasures within it, so also the predispositions of ignorance, obscures the self-arising exalted wisdom.
나더니 통방 통남 파제매랑 그 점자기 통통에 방자디 아니 대우다 최순바 레불라 누구 깨마타도 아니 누구 깨마타도 저 집었다 통남 깨마타도 아니 통방 가봐 주와 통남 깨마타도 통방 집어 주와.
Then the sixth one, the path of seeing abandonments correspond to the fruit, just like when the seedlings grow, then you have the seed when the fruit grows, then the seed itself is destroyed. In the same way, once the path of seeing is generated, then the objects of the abandonment of the path of seeing are destroyed. So abandoning of the direct objects of abandonment of the path of seeing is simultaneous with your generating of the path of seeing. Path of seeing. The moment the path of seeing is generated, is made manifest, then the direct objects of abandonment of this path are actualized at the same time. So there's a difference between saying abandoned and cessation. There's a difference between these two. But the stopping of the objects of abandonment on the path of seeing happens. The stopping or the halting of it happens when one generates the uninterrupted path on the path of seeing. But the abandonment happens only when one generates the liberated path. So it's just like closing. When the thief comes, then you close the door, closing the door on the thief. In the same way, then when one with the generation of the uninterrupted path, you stop, and then by generating the liberated path, you abandon it in a way in which it does not arise again. So this is in relation to all of the vehicles, like the path of seeing of the hearers, solitary realizers, and the minor path. And the path of meditation abandonments are likened to worn out old clothing that have no value, because it has become like that because of the force of the abandonments that one has accomplished on the path of seeing and so forth. in the obscurations found on the impure levels, the 7 levels of the minor path is likened to a low caste pregnant woman.
而且他比萨拉点比直巴当萨当军事科瓦当科瓦呢，3月军事直白，直白确送把的是。
And the obscurations that are found on the pure levels, the 3 pure levels, are likened to the slight contamination of the clay mold.
那这呢，这个白天堂，白天确定家的钱，是吧？那这不是白天确定家的。商界是一个他们去过的商界上扎的，就在那边没有去。
So these are the 9 sort of examples of the obscuring phenomena.
那他就一个，去过了多巴堂，但把你也别呢，他们但把点比送了你，但把去过的了，但把的了他。用个小工作下个月完一张，真的点把点比，你收入呢？长子当家的，天娘有若这边的话上这回去，去脚下的，你看说的，出去他们车模，当年车模一张，天娘有若这边的话对吧？但是去他们这个东西，刚才对着干什么去？没干的了，当把你了，我了明天1万没办，若基本哪行？天娘有若这边的话他这回去了。
So, and then you have the following are the 9 examples of the obscured phenomena, and that's like the Buddha, likened to a Buddha form. So that the Dharmakaya, as stated earlier, then has the of Dharmakaya of you have the Dharmakaya which is in relation to the scriptures and insight. Chukula ni yobana tope chukuda.
Tembi chuku. Chuku ta ji chin sai ba. Tembi chuku tena dema tembi sura dang, kunzu dema tembi sura ni yowa.
So you have the Dhammakaya that teaches on ultimate truths, and the Dhammakaya that teaches on the conventional truths. So the speech that teaches the ultimate truth is what is likened to the honey, because it grants the single taste happiness of its experience. So this refers to the emptiness, how emptiness is of one taste. The experience of that emptiness being that direct realization of that emptiness, that taste of that emptiness is of one single taste in its experience. And then the speech that teaches on conventional truths is likened to the kernels of the grain. So, because the speech that teaches on the conventional truths, then they teach about the great varieties of things, all kinds of things, and so similar to the different types of grains and so forth. And suchness is likened to gold because its nature cannot change to good or bad, or because suchness is the nature of emptiness.
bebe matuba thoma mebane ane sanje ku jirundu yewa inza.
And the fifth one being the naturally abiding lineage is likened to a natural treasure, and this compared to the the suchness with defilements, that has the potential to be transformed into the state of Buddha.
Yanda Balawala Jury Sena, Yanjuki Ritse, Ane Sami Simji Sabin, Anit La Shagua in Zang, Nuachi La Shagua, Sami Simji Sabin, or Tendrawadi, Yanda Vala Jising and Drawa the Career Sena, the George Naman Shani, Bebe Juba, Sabin the George Nama, Ane Sim Shabala Soa, Mamma and Shaba in Zang. And
then the lineage arising from proper appropriation is referring to that uncontaminated seed, or that potency for development into Buddhahood. So this is likened to a tree because it is developed through effort. So the seed of the uncontaminated mind, is what has been placed by the virtuous mind, and when this potency, when this imprint is developed through effort, then in that way it is likened to that tree.
Oh yeah, that is Kasare Chukuni Rimbuchi Kujuru Kuku Ranjun Dan Dradi Kiwo Shenji Zora Sadu Jawa Mayimba Tang, and then Pusum Sowaki, and a daddy, stand to Java Yitang.
And the Dhammakaya is likened to a self-arisen precious statue because it's not newly created by the labors of others, and because it is the basis of every perfected quality.
Oh yeah. Zonon Kolo Duashing. Lonzo Zoyo Kunu Kolu Jawadan Dade. Children Jessic Chedanji, Zonon Kolu Duashing, the Suara Mason, as Cheni, Chishim be Jassila, a longe be cherry. So the Sambhogakaya, the body, the enjoyment body, is likened to a universal emperor because it enjoys the great kingdom of the Dharma. It's just like a universal monarch, king enjoys the kingdom, the material world. Then, in the same way, the enjoyment body then enjoys the kingdom of the Dharma. That's in it, Tugula. True selection, Sunya than Tradi. And it's Sunya, I mean,
and the Nirmanakaya body, the eminent body, is like the image crafted.
Oh, that did within shooting Yawadi to Trinity. That didn't end that. Castle, that Tobajabachi to a team by Mando.
So, this the examples of the obscure phenomena.
Kade Dejala so you Palanya Dembi. Any Dembi Cheda Rinila Yang. Palanya Dembi Cheda Rinila Yang to create, Chuguda Rinila Yang to create, to Jimbe. Castle Chedang, say Gana. Demba Chedang Rinila Yang to Jere. To Jimbe, Toba Chugu Kuni to Jet Shabbat Tigmare. Special Palanyasum Tambote, Midela. Tishin to Toby Chelayang, and it to Bahama Jaga Tibe. Toby Chela, Deja Palanya Dibe, Deja Panya, Deja Palanya Kona, to Jet Job at the meeting. Midela. Duja Lama Jalayang, Duja Lama Jabotelayang, Dejala Soy Palanya Tibe, Pamala Soy Petembi, Petembi, Divju Gudang, Sanjala Soga Petembi, and in Duja Gudi, Petin Sosong Negamari, Silasona.
So the part of the queries, desire in its dominant state is also an obscuration of Dharma, of teaching, and of the lineage, and so it cannot be right to present it as only obscuring the Dharma of insight. Likewise, the other 8 obscuring phenomena also obscure Dharma of insight, and so it is not right to present dominant desire as only obscuring phenomenon of the Dharma of insight. Dominant desire also obscures the other 8 obscured phenomena. Therefore, how can the 9 obscuring phenomena illustrated by the similes of the lotus and so forth, and the 9 obscured phenomena illustrated by the Buddha form and so forth be definitively matched with each other?
Better so you take on a turn and you can't teach so in our dog, you go marry, you have a midday, go you are married.
So the answer to this is, when is that when shown by example, then how these are distinctive, the obscure phenomena. Then in meaning also, in meaning also is the same. This presentation is not saying that just as the obscuring and the obscured phenomena of the illustrations are specific to each other, so the obscuring and obscuring and obscured phenomena they illustrate are also specific to each other matched. Therefore, there is no contradiction here.
Oh yeah. Ani duje la peku, mama la so peku dang. Duje la sanje la so peku tamba teni. So si chendi yebe. Ani kasore tamba de.
So the 9 obscuring phenomena like the lotuses and so forth, and the 9 obscure phenomena like the Buddha form and so forth, has their own individual correspondence.
Fatini kasa chila yebi tiba kuyang. Ani chanyi minda yukone chewa yi zen minda wa chewa mari.
And the 9 obscure phenomena found in the 4 types of individuals are differentiated by the difference in the defining characteristics.
Oh yeah.
And they are not by their being substantially different divisions.
Oh, that's it. Take the Gideon road Shabbat. So
these are just the general explanations with regards to these 18. So now the individual explanations of these obscured and obscuring phenomena. First point, illustrating how the removal of the obscuration will reveal the essence, and the second, individual explanation of the phenomena illustrated by the similes. For illustrating how the removal of the obscuration will reveal the essence, you have the brief teaching, the expanded teaching, and the summary.
Oh, yeah. That's do Dambate, Zawala, Sanjay Banga Janti Jamaya. What am I in by
So,
Villainimbo, Mizana said, Saladet, and you so Tejuma, Satatima Martin got it.
so for the brief teaching, then you go to the root text, which is 97. Like a Buddha dwelling inside an ugly lotus, honey in the middle of many bees, a kernel inside a husk, gold within filled, a treasury of jewels in the earth under the house of the destitute, the capacity of growing stocks and so forth existing in a small seed, the image of a conqueror made from a precious substance inside a tattered garment. And then in verse 90, a lord of humans who is a universal monarch inside the womb of a lowly woman and a precious golden image in an earthen mold. This naturally pure essential constituent dwells in sentient beings obscured with adventitious defilements of afflictive emotions.
Sanjay Juku, Sanjay Pene, Sirigana, Sanjay Juku Pemangaminana, Yobatang.
So, what are these 9 illustrations? The Buddha form existing within a decaying lotus.
Zhangzi Zhangma, Sirigana, Zhangzi, and the Zhangmala Yobatang.
And the honey existing amongst the bees.
And Bila Nimbo, Sirigana, and Bunganane, Nimbo Yabatebu.
It's the essence of the grain existing within the husk. The skin within the skin of the grain, then you have the grain. And then the gold existing amid the filth. A treasure of jewels existing in the household of a poor man.
That is Mizanana, Villa Nimbo, Mizanana says, Salat Detam, Mizana says, Salat Detam, Mizana Shepaja, Salat Detam, Chimji, Sala, Sawodo, Armuchi de Yaba.
So, and underneath the grounds of a poor man's house, then they're being the treasure of jewels.
Salat Detam, you saw Dejutang. Said that Jason Yuguso, Tadaka Sabedo Chibi, Debu Chumula Yaba. Shingi, and Yugu Shingi, Jadeda, and Jason Yuguso, Jiji Tadaka Sabedo Chibi, Debu Chumula Yabata.
And the seedling and so forth of a tree existing within the small fruit seed.
And Kuruganana Jeru Guyaba.
A statue of the conqueror found inside the worn-out clothes. And a universal emperor existing in the womb of a lowly woman.
Oh yeah, and this you call a
and an image created from precious gold inside a clay mold.
Oh yeah, Yabatadawa, Lubuji Nimombi, Chiman, Dribi, Semjan Namla Yang, Betty Shindu, Dal Lubu Tujek Lubuji, Chimakutegi, Dribi, Ara, Kamrashi in Abataba, never chow.
So, likewise, and the basic element of purity of the sentient beings are obscured by the adventitious defilements of the afflictions.
Oh, that digi. Di Pamala Sanje Yobala saw Pechana, Lubuji, Chime, Driba, come to Yoba Dano.
So by presenting these illustrations such as the Buddha form in the lotus, these verses are merely teaching that the basic element exists within the obscuration of the adventitious defilements. So the next is the brief teaching on the individual illustration of the obscured and the obscuring phenomena.
Dela kan se ro da nubu ni mo tuma samje kam nan de da ne se da o de da de le ba ma so cha san de cha de ba ma so cha phung wa ba ma so cha ba ma che san je ku le ba ma zhang ji le de zhang ji ani zhang ma che 인보라 주지 아니 빈바체 어다 주지 마션 거래라 빈바 미상와 살 대부 그루 동안배왕 엄바두미 비매당 사이 감다 숨바시와 차오.
So what are the defilements compared to? And the obscuring defilements are similar to a lotus, the living beings, the bees, husk, filth, earth, fruit, tattered garment, women pained by the burning suffering, and earth constituent, the precious essential constituent naturally. The earth constituent. These are the obscuring, like the defilements.
장제당 인보당 div제 상제지 구당 장제당 인보당 설당 대당 신 나조다당 렘보지 구당 아니 단다 나디 당거래서 되게 대요사를 자와 대대래서 치마 소자 빈바 매장 사제 그루당 동안바양 엄바티비 비메사에 감다총 세다마대체
So verse 99, the first two lines are compared to the defilements. The obscuring defilements are similar to a lotus, living bees, husk, filth, earth, fruit, tattered garment, women pained by burning suffering, and earth constituent. And then what do these obscure and are they like the form of the the Buddha image, the honey, and so forth like that.
Oh, divche sunga teche. Ta divche de sunga de la. Gase Mesai samna chung se ta divche de la ani sanje ju ku da zhang zi da zhi yin ba yin zang sanje zhang zi yin bo se dan de dan na zhuo ren jie hu lin da chuo da ren jian su dang chen mei kam zhuo chung ba ni da di si de da.
So the precious essential constituent naturally undefiled from the start, which is what is obscured is similar to the Buddha, the honey, the kernel, gold, treasure of jewels, Nyagoda tree, precious image, supreme lord of the continents, and precious statue are illustrations for what is obscured.
do but the share one. Do but the Mario, do but the digit them better. Do just so pet do but ye say Ghana. That the digit them petty chinsa.
So in the brief teaching, you have, the illustration of the obscure phenomena and the examples for the obscuring phenomena.
Now
you have the expanded teaching.
Deja Palanya so Tramashi Lubu Pedruba, Lubu Yimba, Tramalubu Yiba the Pedruba.
So establishing by illustration the adventitious nature of the four defilements, dormant desire, and etc.
The Deja Palanya say Gana, Tosunji Palanya Sumche, Tosumu Kundan Traboche, we get it to Shiwadi, Ani Lubu Pedruba.
So the four referring to the adventitious nature of the four defilements refers to the dormant desire, dormant attachment, dormant ignorance, and the dormant form of the the manifest attachment, anger, and ignorance altogether. And then establishing by illustration the adventitious nature of the predispositions of ignorance. Establishing the illustration by illustration the adventitious nature of the path of seeing and the path of meditation, abandonments, and the fourth, establishing by illustration the adventitious nature of the defilements found in the impure and pure levels.
Tambola sumji, Tambo dejala sova, Palanya Petrubala, E. Samjawata, Zawa, that.
So, for establishing by illustration the adventitious nature of the three poisons when dormant, then this is under the three headings of the three poisons. And establishing by illustration the adventitious nature of the dormant desire.
That's Samjatela, Kamache. Zawatela, you are Zawalan Dotemba, the Javashaba, E. Benyamni, Tambo Dosemba Telayang, Bedang, Tuyandang, Kamji Chima Jonchi, Sum Chegala. That Tambo, Betela Chavin, Betisha Tambo.
So, for the brief explanation, you have the example, the meaning, and the third, purifying the basic element of defilement. So, first, the example.
Oh, that is. Also, the better country Sana, Chita Donga Bama Combe, Corneba, Chandon Gibe, Tishiwani, Chimilai, Midam made and a Chujeta Mibuna, Ginger Tar, said that didn't go at it.
Verse 100, for example, one Gondas blazing with the thousands of magnificence of the major and minor marks dwelling inside a lotus of ugly color is seen by someone having the undefiled divine eye and is taken out from the lotus petals to be shown to others.
Chimishin Dong and Bergi. Ane Bama Dama Kasumbi, Ane Kona, Ane Sansumbu Dongi Bashi. Yambi, Ane Tishishi Guni, Chima may be like Midan Denbergi, Ane me Tony. Ane Tendergi Mede, Tishishi Gudi, Chuchi, Damin Bune, Ane Gudi Chimba Tishin to.
So the example here is of is a foul-smelling, ugly-colored lotus, three-petal lotus, within which there is this very glorious, with holy form for Buddha, with all the major and minor marks, with the thousands of, enlightened features to it. And this is seen by the undefiled celestial eye, divine eye, and who's seeing it then takes it out of that a shroud of that lotus. So, and the meaning of this example is that similarly, the one gone to bliss sees with the undefiled Buddha eye the reality of natural clear light, even in those transmigratory beings dwelling in the most torturous hells. So, what the Buddhas see is that even in those who are born in the hells, that they have this naturally abiding Buddha nature that has the potency for transformation into the Buddha body.
Come to my Jonje in by the condition go resana. Jimmy Chimmy Mune Tuji, Daja Jubalani draw
So
Tawada, or Jimmy Chimmy Chide Mune Tuji, Daja Jubalani draw said.
So the next two lines of the verse then denotes the purifying the basic element of the defilement, and having a nature of compassion dwells here at length. Dwells here at length, undefiled, releasing trainees gradually from defilement.
That digi had so good osana. That tenderly Namegi Digi Namene Nevi Castle Semjantadala Sanjay Kujurungu Chini Yaba Sini tenderly any Ribateda Sushi Kisaba Chigre Sana Chima Sabra Bambe Riba Meba Semjangi turned to Chimi Mutuba Nevi Ninji Dani Jan. That Chima Sabra Bambe and then Riba Meba Semjangi turned to Chimi Mutuba say Gana Chisiki Quachisim Nadi Pado and then Semjana Ninji Dan. Ninji Dani Janji, and the Sanja Jumden Deji, Soso Jibu Namji, Dejaji Pala Naji, Ribala Chawachigre. You may chimney Mune Tuji, Daja Ribala and Chawate. Da, Georgilla, Anita Yage Casore. The Sanko in the Trojida said to my jay or Watan and the letter Janam to the Ram Chawachillas.
So, so who is it that who removes these obscurations? And that is the Buddha, who have abandoned all of the defilements, who have abandoned forever all defilement and are therefore free of all obscuration, who possess great compassion and will remain until the end of time for the sake of sentient beings, will free ordinary beings from the veils of dormant desire. So, when the Buddhists see even the beings born in the hells, into torturous hells of uninterrupted suffering, that even the beings born there have that potential, beings have that potency for transformation into the perfect seeing that, then who is it that enables this for the sentient beings? Is those Buddhas who have achieved the freedom from their own defilements and who abides in that great compassion until the end of samsaric time. So they are the ones who will enable this transformation in sentient beings. And then, and what actually purifies is like when we talk about perfect Buddha, perfect Buddhakaya is. Is all embracing, all like the activities of the Buddhahood, embraces all beings, it radiates out to all beings like that. It's like that verse that was taught earlier with regards to the purifying elements.
Yes, oh yeah, that 대자기 발란지 디발라 좋아 체스 자난 디그레스 야나 트마타다 좀발라 트마타다 좀바 치기로 차와라 자난 디그와레 소알다
so that they purify the obscuration, the defilements of the dormant desire. You can say you can apply it to that, or you can apply it to all to all defilements as well.
Oh yeah. Lord Dambada, the Teche Ganada, the Tuba Teche, Bang, all the Suda. The Sin on the Sanja Ranje, listen, Timmy Muda Tuji, Taja Tubalani, to what said. That Javashaba the Mendoba, or Javashaba Tela.
So the expanded explanation.
Javashabatela. This is Sanjay Namji, Namenesipi, Sanjay Namla, the Marua. Macona, Sanoki, Betishin,
Metoknala.
Not.
Metok. Pemenang, it is said.
Oh, it's a Tonga Pemacona, but Sanoki, Betishin, Shabanis, but it.
Dewatered.
Unsure. Chita Donga Bemacona, or come to my Chong, Chita Pen, or Chicha. They said, Lamandaba, oh, Chacha. Tatili, Chita Midu Bama Kasumban, the other Shabani, Till Kona never, say me, Tadan Tembe, Tone, Te Iwichi to Tamajaba Chabatar. Tatawala Chinicala, Chita Midu Bama Sumla, Deva Shabani. T. Kwana Hamitone, Dama Chechetar Chadang Chadang Soti, Bubji, Zosan Yimbo Drossi Day, Tuji Tuba Tishin, Dibatini, Jomba said that the Javashabati, but
The root verse for the expanded explanation is 102. Just as one with the divine eye sees one gone thus, dwelling inside an ugly closed lotus and cuts away the petals so that it may be seen, so the compassionate subduer sees the essence of a perfect Buddha dwelling in all transmigrators, obstructed by the coverings of the defilements of desire, hatred, and so forth, and engages in activities to destroy those defilements of the basic constituent.
Chita Midu Bama Kona, Dawar Shabanis. Ani T. Kona Hamitone, Dama Jetar said, Ani Kona Newa de Hadam, Hay Midan Dembe, Hay Midan Dembagi, Tone. Ani take you which do, Ani Damajava Shabatar, Tepela Ache.
So the example is that of a Buddha form within the closed, enclosed within an ugly, foul lotus, and that which is seen by the divine eye of the devas. Then seeing it, then cuts open that those petals of the lotus to release that Buddha form.
That dig it, Dama Cheba Cheba Nashin, Chatang sauce, Chimin Buki, Jibi, Ani Zoe Sanjaji Kujurung, Rashinary Sigore, Jibi, Zoe Sanjaji, Nimbo, Nimbi Rashindi, Ani Jova Tamjela Yaba Sidi, Ani Jumdeji, Tuji, Ani Tua Peshabachi, the Jibatini, Ani Jamba Jaba.
And similarly, seeing the essence of the perfect Buddha obscured by the coverings of desire and so forth, at the very nature of all sentient beings, the compassionate conqueror likewise destroys the obscurations. So, like the Buddha image within that lotus, then foul-smelling lotus, then you have sentient beings have this natural purity. Natural purity that is enshrouded by the coverings of aversion and clinging. So the compassionate Buddhas then, they kind of release, like removing the petals of the lotus to release that Buddha image. In the same way, then the compassionate Buddhas also enable the destruction of these coverings of our obscurations. So this denotes that the dormant or latent forms of this desire and so forth being adventitious. So, and the next is establishing by illustration the adventitious nature of dormant anger, and so for that you have verse 103. Just as a person who is skilled in analyzing honey, upon seeking it, sees honey of excellent taste and potency, surrounded and protected by a swarm of bees, and thoroughly removes it from the swarm of bees through various methods, such as using smoke, and thereby gets the honey. So that's the example.
Ani 장지 대 비교开外 장지 대 텐도 녀와이 토네 장지니 기고 개바 장지 텐도 녀와기 토네 아니 탑게지 아니 장지 대당 소자 봉완이오도 꾸네 아니 봉이 소자다 꾸네 아니 차와르도 제바티 벨라샤.
So the example here is, the honey in amongst a swarm of bees, and so the clever person, the clever honey collector, then uses the skill of different methods to get the honey away from the bees. To get the honey. So like this example.
다 뒤배라 자기를团대라 장송 전부关键建基你 자와래日금 장제 자와 태스네 어제 뒤집어 안에 장마 탄차와 때내라도 봉화 잡아인 so
likewise the great sage Buddha, having perceived with the all-knowing eye the essential constituent of individual knowledge like honey, works at totally removing the obstruction like bees to the basic element.
아니 삼전지 아니 리비치니 임 가서 섬전지 천이 인배 리비 천이 인배서 다 산제주고 주름 그 천이 인배 리컴 장제 잡아 아니 장제 잡아 찍도 나와 로지 반디 시네 아니 다 대전 받자 버레스.
So in the same way, the sage, meaning the Buddha, then with the eye of omniscience sees the basic element is the true reality of the minds of sentient beings, and is therefore like honey, of a pure one taste sweetness, and so. So and works skillful works to destroy the whatever are the factors obscuring it.
다 정말 존재 되는데 세디 가나 정말 존재 간들이 세가나 아니 숨바 심전지 감랑신 남다 아니 심지 아니 가 심지 천이태 라신 남다대 아니 디바 자마단 자와 심정이 지지 아니 란주기 디바데 자마단 자와데 아니 가서래 최주 콜로고 좀 된대라 소외 다진개비 신이기 아니 최주 콜로 꼬와라 때네 아니 디바테다 미제비 최전도 차네 최주 콜로 꼬니 님보 된당 두조마 아니 랑가 냥수 남발라 때네
So as for the removal of the defilement, then how is this undertaken? Is the sage like Buddha, then seeing the natural purity in sentient beings, then the suchness of the mind of sentient beings, that which is obscured, which is symbolized by the bees, the obscurations which are symbolized by the bees. So by turning the wheel of the Dharma, then enables us to abandon these obscuration of these bees to a degree so that it never arises again, by enabling in us the knowledge of what are the antidotes to those obscurations, the practices of the application of those antidotes, so that one is able to totally abandon those obscurations, those defilements.
So by
turning the wheel of the Dharma, he eradicates forever the obscurations which cover the naturally pure basic element of sentient beings, like a swarm of bees.
장마 대다 사디 치다 되바 신도 장지 차체바 대신 류전라 사바 매바 시와 장미 지당자 님모 장마 탕데 대준발라开위 자와 교신 세되게다 예와셰 디바리 다와디체
So the explanation is that if the honey is obscured by many thousands of bees, the honey collector will remove the bees and use the honey for food and so forth as he desires. Similarly, the perfect Buddha, the great conqueror, skilled in destroying the bee-like afflictions which cover the honey-like reality of non-afflicted consciousness, is like the honey collector skilled in removing bees.
전다 세도 가나 레와기 기타 장지 소자 자마 안에 쳐와 차지 동근 디바 안에 텐데 동근 디바게 장지 텐도 이외기 미 텐데 장지 텐도 이외미 안에 자마 대다 사디 안에 랑기 기타 대바신도 카세소 장지 쳐와 쳐바 티신도 습대배라 아샤.
So the example here is that of the thousands of bees that are around the honey. So the honey collector, in order to collect that honey for his food, then employs skillful means to remove the honey, remove the bees, remove the bees from the honey.
가서 셈 제와라 안내 라신지 치마 메바 이자 고 사바메비 셰와 라르만도 사메기 셰와 마레 좋아 라신지 치마 치메 레바마 슈바 이자 사바메비 셰와 서 텐더비 섬양이 지기 셈지기 춘이 안에 잠이 찌단 자와 테라 리벌 셰바기 녀몽바 담마단 차와데 안에 좀발라 케비 And
so, likewise, the sentient being, suchness of the mind, which here is referred to the honey-like reality of non-afflicted consciousness, honey-like reality of non-afflicted consciousness. What it means is, what this term means is that. That the defilements does not exist in the nature of the mind. There is no such. You can't say sentient beings have non-afflicted consciousness. And the reality of non-afflicted consciousness here refers to those defilements not existing in the nature of the mind. Similarly, then, the perfect Buddha, the great conqueror, skilled in destroying the bee-like afflictions which cover the honey-like reality of non-afflicted consciousness, the suchness of the mind, or the defilements not existing in the nature of mind. It's like the honey collector skilled in removing the bees.
Oh. 장마세와를 개위 지우시노 산제의 장마세와를 기우체 다티니 누구기 발라냐 누구와 양배 주발라 참자자와 지바체 싸와대라양 다지나시 전이 자와니 님만반이 제소 안디템디 right
so honey collector compared to the perfect Buddha
that 가서리 자와대라 Then
establishing by illustration the adventitious nature of the dormant ignorance, then has the same the example, meaning, and the removing of the obscuration. And the example is in the root verse 106, just as kernels of grain in their husk cannot be used by people, and just as those seeking food and so forth remove them from the husks.
아니 가서 빈밤 신바 빠빠다 된바 봐 아니 빈바서 빈바 차와신도 또 주나세 나세니 지다 치 신지 빈바단 댐비 대비 님보데 아니 대비 님보니 빈바데 마사와 아니 미남지 롱제자 사와 아니 사와 신보 민주에
So just like those grains with its skin or with its husk, is not edible by man, cannot be made into, delicious food for man. So those who seek the meal of those grains, then work to remove the husk from the grain.
That really turned out to see some general Nimongi and Chima Kasore Chima Tande Jawang Chisitu Nimon Chima Dela Madrova Tesi Jasanam Sisum Dumishi said Timbari.
So the meaning of this example is so the conqueror, i.e. the basic element which exists in all the sentient beings but is mixed with the defilements of the afflictive emotions, as long as it is not freed from the mixture with the adventitious defilements of the afflictive emotions, does not manifest the inconceivable deeds of a conqueror in the three existences of the desire, form and formless realms.
Come to us, Nimbo de Chiso de Nimombe Trimadan, Dreva Tele, and a Mandrova Tisidu, and a Sanjay Jaba Kasore Suda Sume, Deba de Siba Sumdu, Mishibe, as a Siba Sumdu, as a Siba Sumdu, Duce, Siba Sumdu, Mishibe. Sibasum do chebe simando, do chebe. Ani Sanja Jumden Namji, Samjan Namji, Sanja Tobichi to teach myself zetos. Madrova Tisu de Javi Zaba, Sibasum to do chekires, David David Angris, Sibasum to Michebe said to the Samarisado. Nimombe Trimat Greva, Maso Batito, Ani Sibatum to Sanja Zaba, Doskamaris.
So the meaning here is that, until the time, while the defilements of the afflictions are not removed from the Tathagata essence, then there is no Buddha activities. Come the worship and Yingbogi, Nyomobe Timadinzo, can't this?
No, Timadan Tewala, the Bidin Jadra, to Jadra.
Loves
Nobody choose on 20.
And 20 love Tana Gangs on the
20 Teddy Ba, Tishu Semjan Kamjis, Semjan Namji Karanshi, Nambata by Nimim, Timadan Jane so.
Tante Gang, 6 Sibosum, the Suya.
Or data within Jayati. Gary Nimbo Chisidu, Nimbo Sena, come the Washi, Nimbo to Nimbo de Chisidu, Nimon Badang, Nimbo Trimadan, Drevale, Madrova Tisidu. Ani Sanjaji Zaba comes from do Ani Castle Duchebe to Mishaba, my better. The Chewa said, Yana, all that should you do in better tea.
Chena Takasores come the worship on Nimbo data, Yomobe Timata, Jevale,
Madrova Tesidu, and yes, Anja Zaba comes into an Duchebe,
comes into Yoris,
comes into Duchegris, comes into Jugris.
So until the the Tathagata essence is removed, the defilements of the afflictions are removed from the Tathagatas. Until that has been achieved, then there is the activities of the Buddhas, manifest activities, deeds of the Buddhas in the three realms, in the desire, form, and formless realms.
Oh, Duchebe, Sanja Jumde Namji, Semja Namji, Sanja Tobichidu, Ani Semjanti Juji Trimata, Ani Sawa Zabare, said
the Buddhas, in order for sentient beings to attain Buddhahood, then the Buddhas enable the elimination or the dispelling of the defilements.
Mishaba Mayimba to Chebe, to Chaju in Jira, there do Mishaba Mayimba to Chebe, to Chaju in Jira. Tawatela do what to Mississippi.
In the does not manifest the inconceivable deeds of the conquerors in this dumaches Saul.
So do I. Tisikas Susum Dumishi. So the dinner, the giant Gilis, Dumichi Sebasun Dumisheba Mayimba. Dumisheba Mayimba, the Duchabare to say.
Which says that it's not like the deeds of the Buddhas are not manifest in the world. They do manifest in the world until the defilements of the afflictions are removed from the Tathagata, the essence of the sentient beings. Because if they were not to manifest their deeds, Buddha activities, in the three realms, then it would be like a little bit contradictory. So,
Lebar Madu Minam Gini, Jaja Sawa Shimbo Minju Tar. Dress a lutan. And a trawotan. And a neji doing Yimbo. And a bimbina Majumbado. And a Tamajan, see, Gana Shimbata Jabare.
So I'll just read the removing of the obscurity. For as long as the essence of the conqueror is not liberated from within the defilement of afflictions, the deeds of the conqueror will not form. Which says that will form the three realms. Therefore, the Bhagavan Buddhas work to remove defilement from the continuum of sentient beings so that they will attain Buddhahood. This verse literally speaks of the disadvantage of being obscured by the defilement, and so their removal is implied. Then the expanded explanation on verse 108. Just as the kernels of rice, buckwheat, and barley, not removed from the husk, and still with bristles, do not serve as delicious food to be used by the people due to not having been prepared well, so the body or the essence of a load of doctrine which exists in sentient beings but is unreleased from the covering of the afflictive emotions and does not afford the taste of the joy of the doctrine for transmigrators beset by the covering of afflictive emotions.
Devala Chita Salutang, Jay Salutang, Chawatang, Nela Soy, Devi Nimbo, not Bimbatela, Bimbam, Ampabatela, Majumate, and Chatan Java, Bimbata Java, Chamajan, Bimba Seji, and Shimba Seji get tab labor Madrumna. So
just like the example of these grains, these kernels of rice, buckwheat, barley, when they are still within its husk and the coverings of the bristle, then as long as you don't employ the method for getting rid of those coverings or getting rid of those husks, then there's no way you can transform those grains into delicious meals. Similarly, a defiled suchness, which has the potential to become the Dharma Lord and is therefore simply referred here to as Dharma Lord in its form of being unreleased from the husk of affliction, cannot give a taste of the joy of Dharma to sentient beings.
아니 가서 릭텔라 중롱 인장 되게 오두롱 중롱 인장 중롱라 다지 아니 체지 왕지 처마다 제와 슬라야 텐지리 처마다 제와 디신이
here when we talk about the Dharma Lord, the Dharma Lord in sentient beings, here is referring to the future resultant state of that omniscient mind, which which the sentient beings have the potential, have the potency for actualizing of for transforming into that Dharma Lord, which is which basically refers to the that exalted knower of the knower of the Buddhas.
Oh yeah. 아니 니모 빌라 마 대신 니모 빌 불려 마조비 아니 리데 오 니모베 제외 년비 이러와 차외데 제외 년비 아니 좋아라 아니 치지가요 로데어를 주바 엄마 대화 쳐봐 매배 상제 남지 삼제지 니모 대다 싸네 아니 담비 친양소 영화 잡아래 송다.
So therefore the Buddhas remove the afflictions of sentient beings and give them the experience of the taste of the sacred Dharma.
That's right.
Again, 양조수는.
그래서 대다지로 처마다 제빈 지신이 녀모베 빌라 마토비 리데 아니 녀모베 제외 냠비 좋아라. 제외 냠비 좋아라. 취지 가위로 떠라 주와 민배.
So until until this suchness with defilements is released, until this is really like the grain being released from the husk of affliction, then until this is achieved, then there cannot be the taste of the joy of Dharma in sentient beings.
이때에서 따지도 됐네요. 특히나 리딩 과대지 뉴몬비 비나 마조비 리데스 뭐 뉴몬베 제베 뉴몬베 트레에서 데 뉴몬베 제바라서 그래. 제베 냠비 좋아라 취지 가위로 때워라 좋아. 민베 아이산도네. 인베 취지 가위로 때워 좋아. 인베 상제 남지 삼제지 뉴몬데다 산에 담비 취지로 냠수뇽마 잡아 인세. 배자의 민배도디 인배 매너상도 당가 타제도 못도디 인배 많이서요.
So where
비나 마트로비 리데 오 니몬베 차바데서 제외세 니몬베 제외년비 좋아라 아니 취지가요 때워를 주와 인배 안에 상제 남지 삼제지 니몬데다 산에 담비 취지로 뇽마 자데스나 따다 쪽도 대표자는 유아 민배에서 때도 되게 알선도.
so
안테가 잡아 채채라. 두전에 되어래라 자도.
unreleased from
내가도 the 주도.
not the kasre nyomombe the bumbe matrubrechina ani 가축이 대외로디 요마레스.
나 고마워서 진짜 들리지면 안 된다도 장이 간들이서래. 저 간들자도 인배도에 민배도에
멤버.
다 인지대로 간들주도.
멤버래.
민배래. members and any country sigro. They gave any be chiji, any casa, Villa Madrobi, Lide, any Lide, more Nimombe travel, Teven Yambi, Drawala, Chiji Kairat, Rotewachua, Mine Bear, Sigana, Teven Yambi, Drawatala, Chiji Kairat, Tewachua, Mines, and the dollar. Joa Negabs. Ani Tewachua, Mine Basana Madiana, Machana, Chiji Kairat, Tewachua, Yimbe, Ani. Tewachua Yimbe, Vincent Tiki, and the Sanjay Namji, Samjanji, Nimon Batata Sane, Tabichi, Ramson, Tepare, Sna, Tata took him a rosado. The tender Hokomo, I tell him, the inside the tent in a dead and the Jew time do the two shot. What they just
in its form of being unreleased from the husk of affliction, cannot give a taste of joy of Dharma to sentient beings. Rinpoche was referring to this particular line, and so John, can you? What's the I mean.
I can't do Slavna. Villa Madrobi, Ani. Teven Yambi Drawala, Yomobi Teven Yambi Drawala, Chiji, Ani, Chiji Kavi wrote Tewachua Yimbe, Ani Sanjanamji Simjana, Ani
Chita in China, what did Tanda Dugudu?
That in a Teshashua, Tomata Jeve, Tishini, Yomomi Madrovi Ludes, Ani Yomobo to a Teven Yambi Drawala. Chijiro got there were two members. As I am the Numan, but the son of the Bishop of Zado said the time. Then you got to hear your Chiji, tongue at the day.
Do you want to? Because I was saying in this translation, it does make sense. And also, Rinpoche was. As expressing that it could be another possible interpretation, but in the English it does make sense anyway.
Yana,
it doesn't make sense.
Yana Karesana Sanjeji Chela Long Jibi Anikasora Kawari Chuba Manjuwa Tesitu Kawara Chuba Mayimba. Ane Sanjay Chira Kasore, you wanted the Savatag Maris, Cover Chua Mahimbe, Senatic German, Chanted Dead, Tajiti de Ya, except Anna do Lash, are you sure? That data I charged. Ranya Tato was check. Sanjay Namji Chetan be double Java in the Chimangus Sejan is that Chetan be double, Chetan be gone and double Java in the Segana. That's Sanjay Chetan be gone and it Timasizu de and it jammed is my dad. Timase de and it doja Rani Timase tap them by the company and it Timaseko in Sang and it dead what Sanjay Namji Chet. So the
enlightened deeds are, they're referring specifically to the deed of the teaching of the Dharma by the Buddhas, and the actual removal of the defilements is that which is undertaken by the disciples, who through the application of those teachings then removes those defilements.
That you can teach a little Karoda. Get a Chinsarwa. That teacher, you are an E said it, I'm the Muchinsanita.
this sumbo chao to palanyam betate. Nyumo to sum sumjagi.
세상의 팔아녀 좀 봐.
The sumbo to sum sumjagi.
두숨 숨과 냐발 좀 어디 임바다 다 대인다. 두숨 군당 잡아 팔아냐 좀 봐대 제가나. 다 대라 참자와다 자와니 예배나니 담보 니와 라땡바다 샤바 담보 라배다 전다 주바세지. 나 담보 대라.
So the next is establishing by illustration the adventitious nature of the three poisons made manifest, and for that again you have the example, the meaning, and the removing the obscurations.
나 되게 자와대라 기다랍도 규제 미세를 genji ruwe ne su thong juwa meji chöchen teni tetishin loja mangben ta do ne wa te sami namda tangde laide tone mila dina ye bi se rinji chode jangde rinji ji ruba chashi ma wa ruba chawa ji shi ma wa dar sati beti timare.
So the example is in the two verses 109 and 110. Just as a person's gold which has fallen into a place of rotten filth, when the person was going about on the road, would remain for many hundreds of years there as it was before, due to having the attributes of indestructibility. And just as a God with the pure divine eye, having seen it there, says to someone, "Take out this supremely precious gold that is here, cleanse it and make something such as a statue or ornament that is to be made from precious substance."
Sir Genji Ruin Nasu, that Sir Genji, that Ruin Nasu, whom at the bar, whom at Julas. Sir Rangung all and Minjuve, Miji Chajantini, Rangung all and Jua Meba Inza, Sirkung all and Juba in there, Minjua Inza, Miji Chajantini. Archita Yoba Tishindu, Mizan Ned, Lord Jatra Mambo, Tadu Nawana.
So, just like the example of a person walking along the road, then and accidentally dropping his gold in a filthy pit, and so because the nature of the gold, you cannot it doesn't deteriorate degenerate in any way, so it has this it's indestructible. The nature of the gold remains the way it is, unchanged. So it remains in that filth for hundreds of years, just as it was from the very beginning.
Whenever that's how you make that damn bad. Sami dan tam, like me tatan dambai, like Terry Annie, she said to you about Tony. Miller didn't you be sick, Rinji shot the Jang day, and it didn't put it to be teaching you, Gusu Jishi, she Mawa Dar. Teaching she by Jang, Che Dan, and it matter the Savajabare.
And so then a God with the divine eye then is able to see the gold in that filth and tells a person, there's a gold there, and you take it out, clean it up, and make it into a precious image of a Tathagata. So like this example, then in the same way the Buddhists teach the Dharma and allowing for the removal of the defilements. And the meaning is similarly, the conquerors see in sentient beings the naturally pure basic element as the quality of sentient beings sunk in the filth of afflictions.
Nimo Dam the Taba Chavi, Giguna La Tambi Chetando said, when that take us or Tambi Cheterson.
So,
Come giant, bitten giant in body.
So in order to remove the filth of the obscurations, then the Buddhists teach the Dharma. So that's in the verse 111. So the subduer being, having perceived the qualities of the basic constituent existing in sentient beings, sunk in the afflictive emotions which are like filth, makes fall the rain of excellent doctrine for all beings in order to wash away the mud of the afflictive emotions.
Nena, Yomome Damdi, Ani Taba Chavi Chiri, Yugusina Semjangi Toilet, Semjana, Ani Semjan Rangi, Kamdang, Sambadang, Palana Chidawa, Hindu Jumdende, Chene, Rangi, Kamda Sambada, Tumbagi, Ani Tambi Churchi, Chuja, Ani Chujan Beba Zebi Jing, Ani Tamjan Teda, Rangi, Ani Kaso Kamda Tumbagi, Ani Divata Seva Zabare.
So, in order to purify the swamp of the afflictions of sentient beings, then the Buddha, teaches the Dharma in accordance with the sentient beings, mental dispositions, mind level, and interests accordingly. Then teaches the Dharma in order to enable the purification of these afflictions.
他解释的了，其他讲经，如果呢是农民生的，他也同居呢，更多他不的下去，确实在往那里面，确实在往没了年纪短不大。提醒这位你们每上全部弄出，早上人不去，身边那么多生呢，太大缺陷，留下那么多缺点都，是到底是的。
So the explanation is verse 112. Just as a god who has seen gold fallen into a place of rotten filth earnestly shows its supreme beauty to someone so that it is thoroughly cleansed of mud, so the conqueror, having perceived in sentient beings the precious essence of a perfect Buddha fallen in the great filth of the afflictive emotions, teaches doctrine to embodied beings so that the basic constituent is purified.
他谈的这话题嘛嘞，这话题，刚才，好来说的，世界多少钱的，他那就是的。其他没有小白的别的团的写的，挺麻烦些那是，明白吗？经济主义呢是容易，因为他们就他们干嘛写吧，他们你给我写吧行呗，给我写吧行吧，给我写吧呢，看到三把他怎么这些，其他经济主义容易那是生意他也通军呢。更多他把车位其实，俺那桥的这位，俺那设的没得了年纪短把大人，提醒都假如看了，俺那看了家伙大话，看得了家伙大话的嘛都看了家伙的大话，家伙你们没上全部送去了吧？看的起码没上我的借我一张，起码得借我一张，家伙你们没上全部送我去吧？昨日上街，宁波人不去是，咱看不到的西北，宁波在那上街个面大呢，宁波人不去，身边那么是要把这谁呢？天在为看不上心情，那把他被气度，俺那里见那么就会缺点把这把人。
So, in the Buddha's seeing and the essence of Buddhahood that Tathagata Garbha in sentient beings, that which is with defilements, then teaches the Dharma so that these afflictions can be purified. Likewise, conquer see within sentient beings the essence of the perfect Buddha fallen in the vast field of afflictions, and in order to clean it, they teach them the Dhamma.
Oh yeah.
So we'll stop here for today. Any questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
What school? Hashang. Okay.
They advocate that kind of meditation. Is it because they believe that, or does it have anything to do with them believing that we already possess the Buddha mind?
The
idea that we just have the potential to develop the Buddha mind.
was that the qualities are already present, as opposed to having the potential for the. Yeah. Okay.
The Hashang school, they meditate the way they do. Is it because they believe
That the qualities are already present. Okay. Tanda Hashangi Tawagi Tanda Gomri Nal Sumba Gomrim Yuwa. Gomri Nal Sumba Nashingi, the Hashangi Tawa Tone Gom Javia Jora. The Gom Javia Indes Gom Javia Sunya Jumse the Kasure. The Kasure Sangi Yenden Ganga, Dembe Nando, Samsu Wani Gomja in the Sungor Vesor.
Kesigo Mari, Kasore, Kasa Kaya Yila Micheba, Chia Yila Micheba said, Ani Kasore, Chikana Nigi, Sojana Sojawa Chipa, Jinkana Niga Nagan Triba Chipa Yinzang, Chata Mos Michi Chitu.
That kind of meditation on nothingness in the Hashang viewpoint is not based on the fact that because of not on the premise of that all the qualities are already present, because their view is that whether a black dog bites you or a white dog bites you, both bites you. Whether white clouds obscure you or whether it is the dark clouds obscure. In obscuring, it is the same. So therefore, then they utilize this type of meditation of meditating on nothingness, so that there's no arising of any delusions.
Yeah.
the analogy of the white cloud and black cloud? What does it mean?
Tin kabuta, tin napu timne, kabu timne, tiba resis. Di tanda kharsig resore.
Sesa Namdo Sangdo Jenayang, Deva Yoga Maris, Nyando Jenayang, the Toba Sanga Khan Jenayang. Because
whether there is an arising of a good thought or whether there is an arising of a bad thought, in the arising of any thought there is no happiness. And so they say you're better off just focusing on nothingness.
Yeah.
In short, is that that meditation is not based on the understanding that qualities are present. That's the thing. That the qualities are present. Okay. Anyone, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. When we had two lists of 9. One was obscuring phenomena, and one was obscured phenomena. Under obscuring phenomena, I believe the 5th was predispositions of ignorance. It's on page 152.
Yeah. The 5th. Okay.
predispositions of ignorance?
Yeah.
I think that was it. Does predispositions of ignorance here mean the pakcha? And if it does mean the pakcha, then what's the difference between that and the ninth, which would be the obscurations that are found on the pure levels?
Tenchi gengi tanda tipchagi pego da tipche pego sumra. Da tanda tanda tipche pego na le tanda shiva de
tipche
Tiber chebe penal tanda chik shaya de kasre mariki pacha de sadan dawas sechara mariki pacha lamna and mariki pacha di ngaba de da ani tasagi taksagi sasungilegi pacha la keva khariyoreso
가르세
tanda tipcha pegu sevra tiber chebe pegu jana ta ngaba chi mariki pacha chi lavira satabu
많이 봐잖아요. 하더니 나
so the dita ani as tasa sumla neveta chige tipcha chora did keva khariora sore pigi di pacha ina and gongde pacha marve sore
别过来都是下的话，谈不得了。都是我滚当查包钱，俺们马里被爬下还是马里爬下去撒钱，
mari pacha sache
俺们同帮钱，光帮钱，
kombanche ani
俺们看是通过南巴马巴的，他被杀了两万亿，俺们他杀的也比你们，他们是他杀的也比马里爬下去杀，是呢。
tasa yobe mari pacha sa da tanda
马里爬下去杀是呢，
and mari be pacha
加把有的，马里爬下去杀是呢，鸡蛋他杀的某个，他杀蛮起来有的。
mari pacha ki sa
마리 바자 사지 다사게 마리 바자 사디 된증원교와 된증 방차위 아니 마리 바자 사 와
so
된증방
there's a difference between imprints of ignorance of the fifth and in the what are known as the grounds of the predispositions maripacha sa of ignorance. There is a
아산에 시아바가 빠져들라 마리 바
Tsamason, love Tsamason.
아니야
So there is a difference between these two, because when we talk about grounds of the predispositions of ignorance, which is related to the three pure levels, this covers. This is, everyone has that, all that, everyone has that, and this grounds of the imprints of ignorance is free, totally free of the grasping at true existence. It has abandoned grasping at true existence. This is one reason.
마리 바자게 싸마인 바기 시중원주와 요할 대자기 와리 시중원주와 마리 바자 싸마인 바기 마리 바자세나 아니 시중원주와 세래 이랑 투와 제제기 아니 규달라시기 와리
and so in the three pure levels you have a manifest form of obscuration to omniscience. And what are the manifest form of obscuration to omniscience is the subtle dual view. So when we talk about grounds of the imprints of ignorance, then they refer to manifest forms of the obscuration to omniscience in the way of the subtle dual view.
Yeah.
And? Oh, okay, great.
Did you say something about the fifth one?
아니, 머리 파차 디 카레스 거랬어. 디 Dingele, Mari Pachada, Mari Pacha Sai Kevasumra.
Mari Pacha sa said Mari Pacha Korala Sigwari. Mari Pacha Kola Sa Sigu, Jinja Kasan Tuimba, Mari Pacha Dedang, Mari Pacha Dedang, Samegila Dene. Ani comes from the Javalan, Ujirashi, Luliak, Techigu, the Mari Pacha Sa Sigu, Jinjatiri.
And Tanta Tenchi the Kevashiduan Tenchingela, Maribe Pacha chicks, Ngabati Shavra. And Guba de la Guba de la and Dishavra, Tasala Nebe Tipcha.
Tacheta de la Shidu Unjua, you are this.
So,
Tasal Nebu Montella, Shidu Unjua, you are this.
Predispositions of ignorance are also, grounds of the predispositions of ignorance. They're all same. Mari be pachata, Mari pacha ki sadkan chibarbe.
Karela.
Mari
pacha da Shidu Unjua Kagari.
Initiative sigme. Mari pacha sas to my cheaper vest.
Mari pacha de la Mari pacha sas tagging. Predispositions of ignorance, imprints of ignorance is called the grounds of the imprints of ignorance. Sas tagoris. Because
the grounds of the imprints of ignorance and the uncontaminated karmic seed, they are the causes for rebirth. Causes for rebirth for the mental body. We're talking about. So, you need some more clarification.
I was just asking because I thought I did clarify and say that Mariba Pachata was from 8 gram below the 8 gram.
Mari Pacha sa se the dumba sa geva menche resa.
Mari Pacha sa maram jula yoares. Mari Pacha sa
everyone has the grounds of the imprints of ignorance. Everyone has that. Even the beings on the three pure levels also have the grounds of the imprints of ignorance. The grounds of the imprints of ignorance is existent in everyone. So ask questions to clarify it. Ask questions if you want. So ask.
So what is the meaning of all that? Can please summarize that last point? I didn't catch it at all.
Yanjoji, dige ganga Yanjoji sura nasa kasebu chuma sonsa.
That's just things that you want. Sani lao.
Tomorrow.
Let the children also. I'm going lao chuna.
If I have to tell all of that all over again, it's for tomorrow since it's time. Okay.